All right, so we're gonna be trying a test here with the Hamilton Beach tea kettle, and we're gonna try that and see the power. And now let's see, take a look. Ta-da! We get the transformer right here, and we're gonna see how the transformer is gonna handle. This is just a 1760 1760 watt hours. Yeah, 1750 watt, and this one is a 2000 VA volt amp, which is the smart inverter made by Victron. So we have the shunt right here. It's going to be measure everything for us through this screen right here. So right now, I think we have the two upright freezer running, and we have the the ohm refrigerator freezer running. So now I have the tea kettle. I'm gonna initialize the charge right now to see how everything works. If we're gonna have a short, or we're gonna have a shutdown, whatever it is. You ready for the test? All right, guys. Hold on tight. Let's go. I can hear the inverter. Did you see the battery voltage? From 15 something, it drops to 1490. And we are making some power here, or drawing some power. Let's go back here and check on the shunt. Let's see what's coming out from the shunt. 1857 watt hours, and we're having a 15.7 15.3 volt, while on the inverter the voltage there is kind of a little bit sagged, and you can see we're sitting at was 74 when we started. Now it's a 73 draw, and we pull in 122.22 amp hours from the shunt, from the batteries. So this is a DC watt right here, which is 1860 1867 watt hours on DC. Okay, so the AC was the one right here. I was showing you. There's the Phoenix right here, and let's see what's the exact. That's the AC. So 1715 volt amp. So that gives us the 230 volts. The inverter is reading, and is stepping it down to 120 volts AC to utilize by our tea kettle. And you see it reads here on the inverter side is a 14.79. Here goes the tea kettle. Yeah, we get a surge. I think is because the transformer probably overloaded, or the inverter, because since is a 1000, which is a 2000 volt amp, and 3 refrigerator freezer they're running, and we have significant number of voltage here that doesn't permit it to shut down. But I think is the inverter getting to the threshold where it's supposed to be on almost a week peak, and I don't see why it's supposed to shut down. Okay. I don't know what you heard, but on the inverter the thing is on. I don't know if we blew a fuse from this guy here. You see the power here is off. Maybe we blew a fuse. So I don't know. Oh, the reset button. There you go. The reset button is right here. I saw it already popped. There we go. I push that, and there goes the overload. Let me just turn the tea kettle off and push the reset button one more time. Okay, I think we have to wait till it settles down before we're gonna initialize the power again. But for some reason, now okay, I already reset the button on the back, because it sticks out. That's the good thing about having fuses or breakers. I like breakers. I like fuses as well, but if it was a fuse, we have to replace that fuse now probably 2 times. So let's initialize. The inverter is on. Okay, doesn't go anywhere. I reduce the load because their compressors, everything want to start at once. So we're not going to isolate that. Okay, if we want to, we can just take this plug out that goes to the 3 refrigerators, and we can power this guy back on. Voila, there it is. And we are up and running. And you have to know your thing. Back here, we can come back and initialize this. We put in only about 14 volt amp, and we can initialize the tea kettle while we're waiting for the, see that? While we're waiting for the refrigerator freezers compressor to reset. If you see, we are already maxed out. We're very close to the threshold, which is the yellow indicator. So the inverter is almost getting maxed out. One more strike or one more stroke right there, and we're gonna hit the threshold, which is the warning. And after that, and this is the buffer zone, and from there we're in the bad spot right there. So the inverter is almost overloaded, which is supposed to be approximately about 1600 watts out of a 2000 volt amp. Okay, so we are boiling the water here. You can see that. So if I try to put in right now the freezers, the surge will max out this thing. The batteries can handle it, but the breaker on the transformer will just reset itself. All right, so let's see what's the amps we pull in right now on the thing through the smart shunt. So the smart shunt, see that we are pulling, remember the watt hours we were pulling on the inverter. This is the watt hours we pull in on the DC. So it's 1488. We put in approximately 9735 amps. We're still sitting at 15.32 volt, which the batteries are doing tremendously good. And it's just fantastic the way it's handling the load. And just remember, it's a big boy, 462 amp hours. It's a lot of DC power on 12 volts. So we are boiling the water, and this is the amps accumulated. We already or consumed, and it tells us that we have 3 hours 11 minutes if we continuously pull this kind of load, which is a 1496, close to 100 amp hours continuously. So now let me show you the tea kettle. Started making some rattling noise, which the element is getting warm, and it started to, it's now hot. You know, hot here rises, and you can feel the top is the one that's getting warm first, and the bottom is not that kind of warm. Here it's getting hot. So we are cooking the water, boiling it. The transformer is sitting here steady, doing its job. Approximately, if I would have tried this one here, maybe that would be a next test on our next video. We can use the 5.5 kilowatt inverter. I don't think we're gonna be having that kind of problem. That the inverter, the transformer is the one that popped. There's a lot of function. They have a lot of features that you're supposed to have, and now we know this power indicator will still be on while we lost this one. That tells us that there is no power going out from the transformer, but there is power coming in. Okay, so we learn that this is what it meant. This is the output power, and this is just the input. Okay, so I can hear some little noises on this transformer. Sorry, this inverter. Very quiet. This is one of the quietest inverters I ever had in my entire solar system. So now I just sense something right now because we're putting down so much amps. I can feel, oh, the shunt is getting warm. That's the first time ever. This wire is a 2 gauge here transferring. I have a big wires coming from the batteries, which is a 2 hot cable. But I can feel the shunt, the fins on the shunt is kind of warm. Interesting. That's a lot of amps is pulling here. I can feel it from this terminal here. This one, which goes to the to system minus right here. Another one that comes in. See? This one says to battery minus. This one here is warm. It's really warm. Yeah, because I think it's driving more power to the bus. Okay, interesting. Yeah, that's the thing about 12-volt system. You gotta have the wires really beefed up, and because of this inverter and the wires I have there, and actually rated for the system. If you can hear, the tea kettle is right now is about to, the water is about to boil, and yeah, I can show you right here. You can see the bubbles coming up. So these are 1.7 liters of water, and it's doing its thing. So now if we take a look, we dropped to about 70% state of charge, and we still putting about 1490. And let's go back here and go to the inverter and see what is happening here. All right, so you see the inverter is pulling 14, it says it's a 1487 volt, but this is what we pull in 13. On the DC side, we pull about 1480 something. They'll pull in 1368 volt amp. So we are sitting very close to the edge right here. One more strike or one more stroke, we're gonna be on the yellow line that the inverter is getting maxed up. So watch, the steam is coming. The steam is coming out. Look at that. I can see it. I don't know if you can see it. Look at the water started boiling. Here we go. It's boiling. It's boiling. It's boiling. Check the power. Check this out. Check this out. It's gonna pop anytime from now. Anytime from now. Look at our lights. Look at the water. Now goes the steam. I don't want to miss that. Take a look. Look at voltage, 14 something. Voltage goes up, 1560. There we go. We just have hot water right now for our tea. And the inverter stopped making noises. Little noise. The transformer is pretty, little bit warm. Yeah, warm to the touch because it's exercising its muscles. And the shunt is kind of warm. It's getting hot here. This terminal right here, this one, which is from the battery, is cold to the touch. And I forgot one thing I was gonna check is the bus bars, and the bus bars are kind of cold, and transferring the power is awesome. It's here, the link spot, the weak spot I can feel. I don't know because of this wire, but anyway, it's just a short time we driving that kind of power. So I just want to show you guys our test, and I'm currently doing a test. I'm going to post this video first, but I would like to show you what the system has been doing for whatever. I'm trying to speed up so that we can deplete the batteries and see how many kilowatt hours we already took from the batteries and how many hours we have to do this, and that'll be cool. All right. Stay tuned for more tests as we are working on 14 hours, almost 15 hours is remaining on the standby, and we already took here. Let's see here. We already discharged 2.2 kilowatt hours out of a 7 kilowatt battery, and we consume 140 amp hours, and the system has been running for 10 hours 26 minutes. Okay. All right. Stay tuned and thanks for watching JW Solar USA live from Minnesota. Bye for now.